up, man?
Not too much. How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Man, they just keep changing your schedule on you guys, don't they?
Yeah, like every single day. It's a mess.
That's all right. You guys still get to play.
Exactly. That's most important.
Yeah, yeah. Let me get an intro, Dante, and then we'll kind of recap Hawaii and we'll talk about border war.
Sounds good.
All right. Welcome back, listeners, to another production of Go Be Wyoming's Go Pokes Recap Show. I'm your host, Aaron Gray, and today I'm catching up again with Dontae Crow, receiver for the Cowboys. We recap the Cowboys' recent victory over Hawaii, and then we're going to give a little preview of the upcoming rivalry game against CSU, the border war. As I just told Dontae, they moved it to Thursday night now instead of it's going to be Saturday. But anyways, Dontae, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hey, I gotta say, I think I gave you a little magic. Start off with a 35-yard kickoff return to start the game, and then you got a nice third and long 25-yard catch. I'll give Levi a shout out. That was a nice throw, but he put it right for you there on that corner route.
Yeah, it was perfect. He made me
Yeah.
look good. So
And then you had some good punt returns too. So all those couch potato coaches can get off you a little bit maybe.
exactly. Hopefully a little bit.
Let's talk about Hawaii a little bit. We kind of talked about what you were thinking about is kind of getting into a groove offensively early. I think you guys definitely did that. I want one question I wanted to ask you is you guys rotate a lot of personnel.
hmm
Walk me through that a little bit. How is that for you as a receiver? Because sometimes, you were only targeted probably once or twice, in Hawaii, and then same with Nevada. What are you? Are you kind of a guy that's like, I need to get thrown to a couple times, or I mean, obviously you made that big catch, but walk me through that with like your relationship with Levi.
So first with rotating, it's just we have so many different plays. You know what I mean? And they're all out of different looks. So
Mm-hmm.
that part's just like super complex. And then like say there's like a goal line fade, you probably
Yep.
don't want me in there, you know what I mean? You probably want a bigger dude than that or something. So it's just kind of like based off which plays you do best in. So that's tricky.
Mm-hmm.
But Levi, he makes it really easy now. It was harder with like Sean and Levi back and forth, you know what I mean? Because you see some of both, and it's like, okay, what am I going to expect from one guy?
Yep.
So that part's just, it's more consistent now a little bit with just Levi. But the biggest thing is you get so many reps throughout the week where it's like, no matter what, say like this play's not designed for you or whatever, if you're
Mm-hmm.
out there in the game, you can make the play. So
Yeah, I got you. So it's more of a from a coaching standpoint, it's more of them thinking, what are we looking at and where we're at type of deal. That was a good example. Yeah, in the red zone, if I'm doing a back corner fade, probably not putting you on that route. I get it. So,
yeah,
I was just curious, because I was watching, and man, it's which makes it hard for the defense. I mean, because they gotta figure out what personnel you guys are in, and then what formation you're in. So, I can see how that can be to an advantage. Walk through because I think another kickoff return you had. Well, really, the only second kickoff return, Dontae. It was looking like you were about to pop one, and I could tell you're a little upset about that second one. Walk me through. Was that something you guys had previewed? Looking at Hawaii, that you guys were looking at. I wouldn't say kind of like a reverse, but change in field. Was that something you guys had seen on film?
yeah, there's a lot going into it. I think we might just line up better with blocking that way. Our special teams coaches are super good, so
Yeah.
they spend a ton of time just watching like every one of their reps and everything. So they're like, okay, I think if we can block this guy, there'll be like a hole here. So definitely saw another hole on that second one. Was excited, but just got tripped up, I guess. So yeah.
Well, and it was like it was one of those. I wouldn't call it shoelace tackle, but you were, it was one of those one step if that guy wouldn't have got you, you probably were off to the races. Walk
Yeah.
through walk through that third and long corner route. Um, what coverage were they in? Were you sensing like you were going to have an opportunity to be open? Walk me through that play there.
So they were definitely in like a one high man. And the second he came down and pressed me, I was like, okay, I'm getting the ball. So it was
Yep.
just like, make sure you get open. The safety was over on the other hash because we're in like a snug. So we're all like super tight. And
Yep.
once I saw him kind of creeping the other way, I was like, yep, okay, I'm getting this ball. So actually, me and Gunner, we always talk when we're lined up.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have like a bunch of random little words that we say. And it's like, I'm getting the ball, you know what I mean? Or like,
Yep.
go win, make sure, something like that. So we're talking right away. I was like, yeah, I'm getting this one. So he was
Yeah.
like, yep, I'm going to get out the way. So just worked out good. I was excited. So
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you got a shout out. You got a shout out on ESPN. And as a Wyoming fan too. I was watching that drive and I was like, that play right there continued the drive, and you guys got another score. Um, that's pretty funny that you guys receivers have a little, some lingo of, like your gunner saying, I'll run my route and make sure I get, pull the guys away and give you an opportunity. Um,
yeah.
Obviously you're seeing the coverage, and then obviously Levi saw the coverage on that play. Is it kind of when you guys were seeing that one high man, everyone kind of knows, what the reads are then? Everyone's kind of on the same page?
Yeah, for the most part, Coach Grant spends a lot of time just teaching us like every coverage because we have some routes that you can change based off like the coverage or something like that. So he makes sure we like actually know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like we
Yep.
feel like we could play quarterback too at times, but we probably
Nice.
still couldn't. But
Yeah.
it's just that
And then like you
mindset.
said,
So
it probably works now that it's a bummer that Sean's hurt, but it is kind of nice that it's like we get the reps with Levi now, and then you can build that on those option routes. Everyone knows what you guys are running.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so that's awesome. All right, Border War. Um, what are you guys expecting from the Rams, and then, or what are you expecting from this game?
Just a ton of energy. I mean, there's no fans, so you wouldn't expect that. But this game's huge to CSU, so Fort Collins and us. So right away, Coach Bull addressed it, and he was like, "Look, you got all like the Wyoming guys out. They're like, how do Colorado people like view you? Blah blah blah. And one of our guys went out and was like, they just think they're better than us. So just like that mindset, we have a little chip on our shoulder. And then the Colorado guys came out, and he was like, they didn't recruit you. You know what I mean? Or if they did, you chose here because you wanted to like, play Wyoming football. So
Yep.
I think just like that right away brings that intensity. And I know
Yeah.
they play like us chanting something about CSU. I'm not exactly sure what it is, and I don't know if it's appropriate and
Yep.
whatnot, but yeah, so they play that for their practices. So I mean, it's always just crazy. Those games are fun though.
Yeah, that's cool. That's I didn't even think about, pulling the Wyoming kids up and saying what it means to you guys. And then that's kind of an interesting flip, bringing up some Colorado native guys about, they didn't recruit you, or, you decided to come play here at Wyoming. That's pretty cool. Um, you've been in quite a few games. What are you expecting with no fans? Because that's going to be quite different.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Like, it doesn't really seem like the border war. You know what I mean? Without the fans, because home games, our fans are crazy.
Yep.
Their home games, away games for us, they're just as crazy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's gonna be different. I don't know. It just doesn't. Like there's not a good way to say like how it's gonna go yet, but
Yeah.
I'm hoping just our sideline can bring a bunch of energy because I know they're gonna do the same thing.
Yep. Nice. Nice. What are you what's kind of the goals for the offense this week? In regards to, CSU's kind of weird. They're in a weird spot. Their New Mexico game got canceled. And then they played Fresno, lost to Fresno. Um, what are you guys looking offensively? Hawaii, you guys established a run real quick, and then I think Levi sat in the pocket real well. He
Hmm.
threw the ball, made really good decisions. But what are some things as a group you guys are looking to achieve against CSU? Other than a win, I'm talking on the offensive
Yeah,
side.
I think the biggest thing is probably still, holding on to the ball, not turning it over,
Hmm.
but getting into shorter like third downs. You know what I mean? We have third and longs a lot of the time, and that makes it harder to convert. So if we can win more of those like first and second down battles, get in a better position just to keep the chains rolling.
Yep. Just
Yeah, so a
stay,
bunch of that.
yeah, stay efficient and keep grinding the clock out. Um, what's your? Let me ask you this: what's your favorite position? Do you like being wide or do you like being in a slot? And then what's kind of like your favorite route?
That is tricky. I like, I do like playing the slot. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Just because usually you get a little bit more room just to work with right away. So that makes it a little bit easier if you know how to like manage it. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
that part, of course, you're in there. So it's like sometimes linebackers can be flying. So it's just
Yep.
like there's that, just like tough area because like outside it's usually just a corner. So you know what I mean? It's not a
Yep.
big bang bang or anything like that.
Hmm.
Um, but when it comes to routes, that's tricky. I don't know. That is hard. I like, some fades, of course, just outrunning people.
Yep.
But we have some like shorter routes where it's like you can be more creative with it to get open.
Yeah.
So anything where you can kind of put yourself in a position to win, just
Hmm.
like doing something different. I like that too. Just having that
Yep.
ability to try something new out. Hopefully it works. I guess.
Yeah. 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 As a slot, it's hard. You gotta right because you're gonna probably be sitting in the holes, like you said. Get away from the linebackers and maybe seeing more man coverage. Stuff like that. So cool. I was just curious. I don't think I've ever asked you that. Well, let's see. What else? What else from Hawaii that maybe somebody didn't? What are some things maybe the average fan maybe didn't notice or catch that you guys did pretty well? And this could be all overall. If
Um,
you saw the defense do something or
um, there's a guy, Jordan Burt. I don't know how to say his last name. It's long. He's from Casper. He had a hell of a game.
yeah,
He really showed up for us, made big plays. So that was awesome. I think he might have been freshman of the week.
I think he
So that
was.
was
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So that was huge. Our secondary did good too.
yep,
I think they all kind of figured out where they need to be, made a bunch of good plays. Running backs, you saw the stats; they did crazy good. I mean,
yep,
uh, that's that. Our O line, I think everybody just played like an overall pretty well game.
yeah,
I can't. Yeah, I don't think there's anything crazy that happened. We
yep,
got the trophy, and everybody
yeah,
went crazy for that, so that was
yep,
fun. No, I think it was pretty. It was just like a pretty clean game for us. So
yep. Yeah, not a lot of penalties, and like you said, everyone was kind of you guys ran the ball real effectively, like you said. The running back stats weren't anything. I mean, if you're looking at the stats, you're like, yeah, they ran the ball real well. But
uh,
let's see, what's you kind of did. I'll say this: you kind of gave a good preview of what Hawaii was going to try and do defensively. Um, they had a lot of injuries, it seemed like before, and then they had a lot of injuries during the game. But they gave you guys. There were a couple times where they um, mixed up pressure and either stuff the run or they got pressure on Levi there. What is CSU doing defensively now? I think they run like an even front, don't they? So they're more of a
hmm
traditional 4-3 or 4-2. But so how's that a little different than Hawaii?
it really changes the run game a ton. You know what I mean? Because well, their D line, Hawaii had some big D linemen, so it's kind of
Hmm.
hard to make some like the reads and runs off them. So
Right.
I think some holes will just open up differently for routes. They disguise their coverages well, and they get into a lot of coverages, so
Okay.
that'll be tough. it's a lot easier to still read that maybe than just they had that warrior player Hawaii did,
Yep.
and he could do whatever he wanted. So it's kind of like a lot of guessing what he would do made
Hmm.
some routes harder to run. CSU runs, more strict coverages, so it's like you should know who's going to be where and that. So I think that'll open up some things, but it's still just going out and making plays to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So like you said, it changes from Hawaii. You just got to worry about that one free roamer player, but yeah, they weren't really disguising the coverages most of the time. But yeah, when you play, I don't want to downgrade Hawaii, but when you play more of a sound defense, those coverages can get maybe a little harder to read. Um,
Hmm.
but like you said, got to establish the run first. Um, what about special teams wise? Is there anything that probably not a whole lot different in the
Their
return
punter,
game?
he's insane. Like you need to look him up. He's actually like a freak. I think I can't remember what they were saying, but maybe his grandpa invented like directional punting. Okay, so like he's a real deal. And I guess like this punter is averaging like close to 50 yards or something. Like,
Oh,
yeah, like I guess he's seriously insane. Everybody keeps telling me like he's a real deal. He won't mess up a lot, blah blah blah. So that makes things a little more difficult. You know what I mean? Just
yep,
because if he can actually like control where his punts are going this well, like that makes it a lot harder to cover. So
yeah,
I mean, I heard he's actually like the real deal. So I
yeah,
guess that's exciting for me though.
yeah.
You go against a guy him, then after, or a guy like him, then after that the pressure is a little bit different. So that's nice.
Nice.
But I think other than that, everything's been super sound with their special teams. Their coverage on kickoff is good. I think they're averaging or allowing 15 yards or 17 yards a return.
Okay,
So they're pretty
that's
good
pretty good.
overall.
Yeah. Oh, I'll
Hmm.
have to look up their punter. Yeah, that'll be a fun challenge for you because yeah, if he can control it, I mean, at that point, it doesn't matter where you line up. I mean, because then you're just not gonna be in the right
Yeah.
position if he's putting it in the right spot.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good nugget right there. So, um, maybe I can defend you if people are like, why isn't he fielding this ball? And it's like, well, the dude's grandpa invented directional punting. Um,
I'm hoping. I think we have a couple plans for if they're doing that. So
Sweet.
we should be good this time. Let's hope.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll save that. You don't need to say any more. We'll save that for Thursday. Um,
Yep, for sure.
well, cool, man. Well, what else is new going on in Dontae Crow's life?
That's about it.
You,
School,
yep,
yeah, but that's just hard. Online classes are different,
yeah,
so it's hard to stay on top of everything. And other than that, it's just pretty boring. You stay
yep,
in there, you know what I mean? They keep us locked down, so.
yep. Well, shoot, if they keep changing your schedule on you, yeah, I mean, everything changes day by day, um, which is all right. That's not a bad thing. Did you get out and vote? Blaine was telling me that they really got on you guys to, go and vote, take today and vote. Did you go and vote?
I did. Yep. Our coaches kept saying like, if you like how things are going, vote. If you don't like how things are going, still go vote. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I went there and stood in line for 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it was awful. But actually, it was, it feels good just to do that,
Yeah.
exercise that right. So
Nice. Yeah, it was was that your first no, you've probably voted before.
that's the first time I voted. I skipped last
Okay.
time. Yeah.
Well, hey, give me cuz so Blaine, I got him before he went and this was his first one he ever did. So I didn't get his reaction. So this was your first time you voted. What now 2020 is probably the weirdest year to go vote, but um walk me through that. What was it like and what were you experiencing in
Felt pretty clueless, to be honest. I was walking
that?
around like I don't know where I go or anything. Um, it wasn't bad, they're super helpful, but then there's a bunch of names
Yep.
that I've never seen before. So it was kind of like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm supposed to say about these people, but
Right.
yeah.
What did Did you have to vote for what's Laramie? What's the county? Is that Albany?
Yep.
So is that did you have to vote for all the local stuff there?
Yeah.
So that's probably tough. Like if I was going to school in Shattern, I'd have no idea about the local stuff.
Yes, exactly. I was like,
So
I'm just gonna write in like a name and
yeah,
just
there
say
you
because
go.
I don't know, you know what I mean? So
Yep. Yeah. Just write Kanye in, and um,
yeah.
but
I saw he voted in Cody today.
yep. Yeah.
There's a big post about that. That's crazy, but
um,
uh,
what walk through though? So they're that's awesome to hear that they're super helpful. They helped you figure out where to go. Walk through though. Just how did you feel afterwards? I mean, um, first time voting. And um, doing it in Wyoming. Yeah, walk me through that.
um, I think it was pretty. Like it feels pretty powerful, kind of like you have a lot of say in what's going on. So like that part was really cool.
Yeah.
It's still crazy because so many people are doing it. You know what I mean? So it's
Yep.
like I'm a part of a huge thing, but I'm a little sample of a huge part. So it's kind of like that mindset was weird. So after I felt like it was kind of cool. Then I thought about it more, and I was like, well, it's just my little vote. So you know what I mean?
it's yeah, it's kind of humbling, right? You're like, wow, I feel very empowered, and then you're thinking about like millions of people are voting.
Yes. So it's kind of like it's nice that I went and did it. Blah blah blah. It's like important that way, but it's just different. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's still crazy amounts of people saying other things, I'm sure. So
right. What were the people like? So you were in line for here. Well, I was probably there for about, I'd say 30 minutes. I beat the
hmm
rush though for sure before lunch, but so 45 minutes. That's a good wait time. What were people like? Were some
um
friendly? What was the vibe down there in Laramie?
the person in front of me cut me. So it was like some random dude. I was like sitting there in line and he like just walked in front of me. So I was like, okay, cool, but I didn't say anything. So I was just like sitting there kind of quiet. And then the lady behind me, it was a family behind me, and she had her baby, and the baby was crying the whole time. So it was probably not like the best experience ever, but
Yep.
we got through it.
Yeah. No one. I mean, Sheridan was funny. I mean, almost everybody. I didn't know. I didn't probably know anybody, and there we were all saying hi, hello, howdy, and we're all wearing masks, and
Yep.
um, so that wasn't your experience, huh?
No, nobody was talking to like anybody. Was silent, and there was just a baby crying the whole time. I was like,
Oh
well,
man.
I don't know if I'm doing this again, but at least I'm going to a different spot.
Oh, that's funny. Um, well, Dontae, I appreciate you jumping on again. I think this, like we said last time, this is fun. I like, catching up on last week's stuff or whatever, and I'm looking forward to watching you guys again. Well, especially this one, CSU. This is the big one. But you guys are traveling tomorrow. You guys will travel down Wednesday. Is that right?
Yep, we leave tomorrow. I think we have a little practice tomorrow morning, then take off sometime in the afternoon. Just do more
Gotcha.
meetings and stuff and get ready.
Sweet. That'll be good. That'll be good. Well, yeah. Hey, when you catch your roommate, I'd love to have him on. Um, just have another face. That's cool. I think that
For sure.
as many
He
many
said
guys.
next week too. He
Okay.
had a little test or something. They had to move
Sure.
it up, so he's doing it right now. Hopefully I'm
Oh,
not
gotcha.
bugging him up there.
Oh, he'll be fine. Well, cool. Well, yeah, that'd be great. And then but anyways, well, good luck Thursday. We'll be watching. Um, again, good game. Good job against Hawaii. We're excited. Sounds like you guys have some wrinkles in the return game, maybe for this kicker. So we'll keep that our little secret, or we reported it first. But Dontae, you get some rest, and we'll catch up with you later.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thanks again.
Yep. See you, Dontae.
Bye.